Did you know over 60% of first-time clients do not return for a second visit? That is so painful, but it doesn't have to be that way. That's where Maya comes in. Maya is the ultimate marketing software for the beauty and wellness industry. We have a proprietary funnel utilizing special algorithms to help connect the right consumers with the right providers at your business. This means that Maya helps you get higher spending clients you love to work with who stay the long haul. If you want to increase your revenue, increase your client count, increase your average ticket, and increase your new client retention, then you need Maya. Go to joinmaya.com to set up your own personal virtual tour and see why over 500,000 consumers have trusted Maya and the businesses we work with to find their perfect beauty and wellness pro. We promise you will love Maya.
Thank you for joining me. This is Kati Whitledge with the Beyond the Technique podcast. I'm so excited to be with you. This is one of our Thursday short episodes. We're going to talk about keep energy high and purpose higher. Okay. Have you ever been overcommitted and realized that motivation wasn't the issue, energy was? Our Maya team said yes to practically every event in 2025. That was our big thing. We said, okay, we're going to go to all these events for the industry, and then we'll decide where did we find success? Where are our people, our target market? That is going to be something we reflect on. We'll talk through it, and we'll decide then what we continue to do in years to come. So it has been a year of more travel than I ever anticipated I would participate in, and for my team as well. And I had to really reflect on, there is those moments where you feel completely like, is this even right? But it's not that I'm not motivated. It's that you literally are tired. And sometimes we need to reset our pace. I once heard this sermon where he talked about having a pace for grace. The right doors are going to open up. Being so over the top and busy doesn't mean productivity. So it's time to reflect. It's time to reflect on, how do I keep energy high and my purpose even higher and at the forefront of what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing. So for you, how can you as salon owners and leaders and spa owners stay driven and in alignment with your purpose without burning out? Usually burnout isn't just physical exhaustion, it's mental and emotional exhaustion. Most burnout comes from emotional exhaustion. I mean, dealing with the people part of the salon world is time consuming. It's a commitment. It's what we sign up for. It's our favorite thing. And it's also the thing that can really, really drain us if we don't have really healthy boundaries and have proper alignment and the right pace for how we work in our workflow. So we're going to get into this. I keep kind of bringing this up of, number one, you need to have rest. You need to build rest into your life as a leader, salon owner, spa owner, whatever your role is. You have to build rest into your routine. It is more than a reward. It is a performance strategy. So there are many studies that show the importance scientifically of how much sleep you need to have to be effective, that you need to be somebody who moves your body. I love yoga because I once heard that you are as young as your spine is flexible. I saw how immobility affected my aging parents, and I don't want that. So moving the body, getting plenty of sleep, proper nutrition. If I start having too many carbs, I definitely get those crashes, and same with caffeine. If I drink too much caffeine, I'll totally crash. And then I'm like I'm just not there mentally, like the way I should be. What is that for you? Are you taking time to rest and prioritizing these different areas of your life? Because when you do, rest has been shown to increase creativity, your ability to make quality decisions. There, decision fatigue, by the way, is so real that when you're having to make all these decisions all day long, this is why I talked a few episodes back about creating a board. You can picture a whiteboard and you have categories like, I'm going to add this to the board to talk about as something we may implement in 2026. And if it's related to education, we're going to talk about it in our education meeting. And you kind of push out the topic, the question, the need to give yourself specific time in your leadership team to make decisions on stuff. Because if you're making decisions all day long and solving things all day long, you are going to be burnt out pretty darn quickly. Proper rest also helps you become more resilient because guess what? It doesn't matter if you've been in business for a year or 20 years. The challenges are not going to stop coming in. You don't have any season, even if a season of highly success in all these areas of your salon business, if it's a season of great success, you still have tons of challenges within that season. So there is no season of business that you're not going to have challenges. So you have to take rest to become more resilient in handling all the problems or challenges that are going to for sure come about. So number one, to stay high energy and keep your purpose even higher is get rest. And really, you got to plan for it. Let me just ask you, like, where in your week, in your work week, are you specifically and intentionally unplugging and recharging? Now, I used to grow up being forced to have a nap every Sunday after church. My mom would make me lay next to her too and hold her hand because if I got up, she'd be like, "Nope, no, you're sleepy," and I eventually would fall asleep. Once in a while, it was like a miracle if I could sneak my hand out and get out of the bed without her noticing. It was like kind of a little oddie thing. Like, ooh, that's kind of weird. I know. But how much do we appreciate naps now that we're older? At least me. Sometimes, and I promise you, if I'll have like, even if it's like 18 minutes, I just need to lay down, shut my eyes, get into that little bit of a REM, that state of meditation almost, where I'm like practically fully asleep. And then I can get back up and be ready to rock and frickin' roll. And I'm not ashamed to share that. Like my body needs sometimes to shut it down, even if it's for 20 minutes. Ideally, like my best naps are an hour. I mean, I never can take a nap for more than an hour. I don't know about you. And you get to that point where you're like, now I feel sluggish and worse. So you got to kind of know yourself. But whether it's recharging by having a quick little nap and you're like, there's no life where I have the ability to lay in a bed for a nap, but maybe you can find a quiet space away from all the hustle and bustle. And that can be where you go, put on something that makes you feel great. Maybe it's classical music, maybe it's a meditation, whatever it is for you. And just allow yourself to relax, close your eyes, breathe, and have that recharge moment for the day. Tell yourself that in the long grand scheme of things, here's what matters, here's what doesn't. Because sometimes we just need that reminder in the midst of every hour of every day. So that's number one is rest. Number two, delegate. Delegate is really a leadership skill to be able to delegate properly because it helps protect your energy and delegating develops your people. It's not about losing control because people who struggle to delegate either think it's going to take too much time, I should just do it myself, or it's never going to be done the way I would like and I want to do it so that it's done the right way in my mind. These are issues. This is a controlling issue. And you're really preventing somebody else to step into their greatness and be super creative. So by allowing somebody else to take on a new, and this isn't about taking on a task. This is about delegating outcomes, allowing other people in your organization to own the thing. This, whether it's a whole entire department, a project, owning a team, a group, an initiative, that is going to give them the most success in their role and free you up to do what you're the very best at. If you're the only one who can do this thing, you are a bottleneck of your company. Everybody should be cross-trained, and you can't be the hero at any one given thing. There was a point with Maya where it's like, Katie's the face of the company. And I would go out and give the talks and be that person. Now, obviously, I love it, by the way. That fills me up. I could do that all day if I'm with a group of people. I love to share. Communication is my number one strength in life, because I love to not just speak, but listen, which is why I love podcasting. So anyway, but I also knew I can't be the only one. And 2025 was the first year where we developed a team member to step into the role of also getting on stage and presenting. And that is Danielle. And she is friggin' amazing and has completely come out of her shell. And you never know who it has that greatness within them. If you asked our team that Danielle worked with 3 years ago, could you ever see her being the face of a company, being in front of the camera on social media, standing up in front of crowds, and they would be like, there is zero chance. Zero. Guess what? She's incredible. And if I hoarded that lane, we'd never see this greatness from her. And I'm so proud of her. So don't be the bottleneck of your company. Learn to delegate, give ownership to others. So my question for you is, how will you delegate effectively to multiply the impact that you can have and reduce your exhaustion? Okay, number 3. So we got rest, we got delegate, we got alignment. So aligning your purpose with your daily work. You need to take a look at your calendar. What matters most versus what's just filling up your calendar? How do you decide what you are going to focus on? What is moving you towards your purpose and your company mission? And what can you let go of? And by the way, that doesn't necessarily mean you delegate the thing to somebody else. Maybe it's that you don't do that thing at all because it's just not necessary. I think I have a hard time because I like to say yes to everybody and everything. And I can see that there's some benefit somehow to all the little things, but that doesn't mean it's the best thing. Sometimes to get to where you really need to go, you need to let go of even like good things. You need to let go of sometimes really good things to get to the very best thing that aligns with your company mission and your purpose. So here are a few things to ask yourself. Does this support the mission we have long term? Does this energize me or deplete me? Am I effective at it, or should someone else own it? Is this even necessary at all? Hopefully, those questions will help you decide, is this in the right alignment with the mission and my purpose? And even our company purpose. Should we even do this? When your daily work connects to your deeper purpose, you move from exhaustion to endurance. It never fails. When I go to a massage appointment, I'm exhausted and all I want to do is lay there and fall asleep and just have somebody touch my body. Let's be honest, right? But it never fails that when I show up, because I'm around another person that I love to be around, I end up talking with them and catching up. And I don't leave regretting that necessarily. I just am more energized around people. So you got to know what fills you up and what's depleting you. And, sometimes when you walk out of a room and you're all of a sudden in a crappy mood, or go back and check yourself, like, what was it that is depleting my energy right now? How do I prevent this? Who can own this? Where is there misalignment here? And just evaluate that. Okay. The next thing, to having high energy, keeping your energy high, keeping your purpose even higher is finishing well. So being a long-term legacy leader isn't about the speed. It's not about short-term wins. It's about the long-term vision. It's not about how hard and fast you go now. It's not that intensity. It's more about consistency. Doing the best things, the right things that may take more time, but long term, they are going to be what builds this up beyond myself. And that's looking at things through what's called like a legacy lens. So you're measuring success by not just how fast you grow, but how well you can sustain that growth. And that really means that you need to prioritize relationships, you need to set boundaries, and you need to define success outside of metrics alone. You know, I'm out traveling constantly in 2025, and then it's like, well, what's the catch? This seems great. Everybody would wish to have this type of life or this type of opportunity, and you get to do this. You're right. I get to, I don't have to. I get to, and I need to have a really good attitude about that because that is very cool. On the flip side, what's the cost? The cost is that am I showing up as the mother and the wife that my family deserves and needs? When your nanny is taking your child to their very first dance lesson ever, or first swim lesson, or, it's like at some point you got to check yourself. If the neighbors are raising your kid and your kid is starting to be like everything they want, desire, think, care about is very much the same as everybody else around them, but not what you are hoping, not based maybe on your family values. It's like time to check, am I sacrificing one area of life to achieve something over here with my career? How do you have the best of all worlds? I do believe that you really can get anything that you work for in life. And it's just may not all be at the same time. There's different times for things. But if you are in a season like I am, where you have small kids, they're very impressionable. This can't be necessarily the time of life that you're out and away and not having that impact and that influence, nurturing, teaching, growing them up. Because eventually that goes pretty fast. Everybody says it goes so fast. They're going to be out, they're going to be adulting. And one of my biggest fears is that it would be like that song, "And the cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon." You remember that song? Well, I'm like, I don't want my kid to be like, "Oh, Dad, I don't have time for you," or "Oh, Mom, like, sorry, we can't come home for this holiday, or we're not going to come." So building up your relationships that matter the most. These are metrics and success areas of life outside of the business that really you need to protect. You need to protect that and check, what does it mean to finish well at the end of all this? What will it look like? Not to pull the deathbed card, but nobody's going to lay on their deathbed and be like, I should have attended that event. I should have been at this meeting. We should have hit this in revenue last year. We should have done this in profit margin. That will not matter. It's the relationships you build. It's the people you love. You can't take anything from this life with you to the next besides people. So that is so important to think about as you are called into having high energy and even a higher purpose, staying on purpose intentionally. Okay, lastly, I have a little renewal challenge for you. If you're like, Katie, I do feel like my energy is a little low. I've kind of got, the year's almost up and we're not landing where I thought we would in this area or this area. First off, celebrate your wins because the year had good things in it. So sit back, reflect on the year. I literally need to go back and look at the calendar. Yes, that was awesome. Yes, this is why. And what should I have let go of? What were the meetings that, no, shouldn't have had that, shouldn't have put that on my calendar, or shouldn't have done this, whatever. Take time to reflect it. And sometimes because life moves so fast, I don't even remember what happened 3 months ago. So go back to your calendar and literally look at how did you block off and prioritize your life? What took up your time? And then make decisions going forward. Rest, release, realign, and refocus. This is your renewal challenge. Rest, release the things that aren't right going forward, realign yourself with your purpose, and refocus. When you say, gosh, this is what I'm the very best at, this is what I could do all day long, and I feel completely lit up, then build your team around you to do the things that will light them up, compensate them really well for it, care about them deeply, and then you do the fun building the business stuff together. This is an opportunity really to reflect on the year. We're coming up close. It's going to be the holidays. You're going to be busy. So right now, this is your chance, and set that intention for here's what's going to go down for 2026. When your purpose fuels your pace and your pace protects your purpose, you won't just last longer, you will lead better. Friends, I hope that today's conversation is what you needed today, and that you found value in some of these little tidbits. And I hope that you share it with other people that are also leaders on your team. If you love this platform, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening, so that more people like yourself will discover Beyond the Technique. We're here to change the way that you're supported in your business. I promise you that. I love you. I love this industry. And you want to see a little blooper? If you're listening or watching on YouTube, look at this. Oh, I can't. Okay. If you're watching, you're going to see my microphone completely fell off of my stand. I can't even lift the stand. And I've been holding it like a handheld mic this whole time. So when the family gets home, I'm going to get a hold of Anson and say, hey, really love you. And I need you to come here, even though you're exhausted from being with the kids, and fix this crazy mic situation that I just broke today. It'll be okay. But you get to see behind the scenes. Still sounds good. All right, everybody else. Until next time, have an awesome day and stay strong.